We often aren't prepared when we go into a college classroom to fully take responsibility for our own success, to be fully engaged, to be fully involved, and the kinds of things that we want to be successful at. For example, imagine the situation. Second day of class. This will happen to some of you. Second day of class. Instructor comes in, hands the assignment out and says, okay, in 2 weeks, I want a 3-page essay, and I want this 3-page essay to focus on what could it focus on? I don't want to sound too trite. I don't want to sound too crazy. And I don't want to sound too horrible and too boring. Whatever the course. I want you to develop this 3-page essay on the state of the California economy. In fact, you have to fix it. You've got 2 weeks. Go. Right? Good luck. Couldn't do a worse job, right? But you get this assignment. It's due in 2 weeks. You've got a 3-page essay. The guidelines are all spelled out for you. It's going to be based on some of your notes during the next 2 weeks. It's also going to be based on your readings. What's your response? How do you handle that assignment? What do you do? Sorry?
Freak out.
Freak out. Oh my God, I've got this first major grade of the course. He said it's worth 20% of the course grade, and it's due in 2 weeks, and I'm going to stress out now over it. How else do you respond? You procrastinate. Why? I know that it's due 2 weeks from today, so I will get to it by 2 weeks from today, right? And I'll put it aside, and I'll have this nice little spot maybe on my desk, or it'll be in my backpack somewhere, and I'll get to it eventually. But it maybe stresses me out, it freaks me out a little bit, so I don't want to be freaked out, so I'm going to procrastinate. I'm going to put it aside a little bit. What else? What else might you do?
You research and study for it, but then you just don't do it.
Yeah. You start the work, you get going, and then something happens that doesn't bring it all together again. And suddenly that 2 weeks is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and now it's 2 days, and now it's 2 hours. Suddenly it's 7 a.m. and it's due at 9 a.m., right? That's often the response, especially from first-year college students, right? I've got this assignment. I know it's due in 2 weeks. I know I ought to do something with it, but I'm stressed out. I'm a little freaked out. I'll start doing some work. I won't be confident in it, and I'll procrastinate, and I'll put it aside, right? Now, ideally, if you wanted to succeed at that thing, you want to get that A. Everyone wants the A on that 3-page essay. What might you do? In a perfect world, what might you do?
Your work.
Yes, you want to do the work, right? You got to do the work. You can't let that day arrive and suddenly, I just didn't do it, right? So you want to do the work. How? You've got 2 weeks. Sorry?
Get yourself organized.
Get yourself organized. You've got 2 weeks, so what do you do to organize yourself?
Plan now what you're going to do each day.
Plan now what you're going to do each day. Yeah, beautiful. I've got 10 class. Let's assume I really need to party all weekend. Okay? So even if I take out those weekends, okay? Even if I take out those weekends, I've got 10 weekdays, Monday through Friday. And if I've got 3 pages to write and the research to do, if I spend how much time a day on that essay, how much time do I need to get that done? 20 minutes, an hour, half an hour? Half an hour. I mean, half an hour a day over the course of 2 weeks, that's 5 hours on this thing, right? That sounds fairly manageable. Now, I really want it to be good. How many of you feel really confident with your writing? You're A writers, you feel really confident in it. Relatively few people do. People come into college writing classes and relatively few of them feel like they're really good writers. So assuming you want to get that 3-page essay done, you've got 5 hours set aside to do it, but you want to make sure it's a strong essay, what might you do? Because you want to make sure you get a draft done early enough so someone can check it out, right? So you don't have to feel like you're the expert. You start getting together. Now, who are you going to get together with to check it out to make sure it's working for you? An old friend? Someone who's a good writer? An older student who's been through this before, who knows what's expected.
You could go to an old English teacher.
Go to an old English teacher. Somebody you feel comfortable with. I assume you mean old as in former, not old as in... experience. Or you might do what?
Teacher?
How many of you are coming straight out of high school into Cerritos College? A majority of you. And that doesn't mean anything. I'm just curious to see. You've all been through high school. You've been through the high school experience. How many of you got an assignment from a high school teacher and find yourself spending hours after school talking with that instructor because you just wanted to learn everything you could and get all the help you could? There are a few of you. Very cool. Now, how many of you were in detention? You guys had to spend it, right? But the idea, the notion that we stay and get assistance for that instructor often is a fairly alien notion to us, right? But we can go to that instructor who made the assignment and say, hey, I've got these ideas. What do you think? Do they work? You've got these office hours posted. Nobody ever comes to your office hours. I'm going to go and I'm going to hang out at your office for 10 minutes on a couple of different days and ask questions and see if I'm on the right track. Maybe even give you a draft to check out, right? So now, as this gentleman said, maybe we need more like an hour a day over that course of the 2 weeks. Still, an hour a day. That's not so bad, huh? We have an hour a day set aside, 5 days first week, 5 days the second week. Can we come up with a pretty strong 3-page essay by the end of that 2 weeks?
Yeah.
10 hours?
I would imagine, right? We've got drafts of the essay, we've got instructors, we've got students, and by the way, we've got our peers, our fellow classmates in the class that we can get together with and form study groups and writing groups and help each other out too, right? We've got all these great strategies. How often do we employ those strategies? How likely is it you're going to do something like that, spend 10 hours preparing that 3-page essay? How many of you are likely to do that? That's your first impulse. How many of you are more likely to do the procrastination freak-out approach? It tends to be the case. And in fact, it tends to be the case during the first semester or so for college students that that's the more likely response. They're still getting settled in. They're not very confident often in what they're doing yet. So they put things off. They procrastinate. They don't do what they know will bring them success. So, how many of you want to be successful? How many of you are here to succeed? Cool. So you know there are certain things you have to do to succeed. There are certain things that you can do that won't help you succeed but will make you feel a little bit better temporarily until that essay is finally due or that quiz finally comes up. We need to examine those kinds of behaviors, those kinds of attitudes to try to figure out what we can do to succeed and what habits we want to avoid